rebates. And exclusively at Schaefer's, buy one pedestal, get one free. That's an additional $270 in savings. Electrolux Performance Smart Savings only at Schaefer's. Local, trusted, and family-owned since 1946.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a Teammates mentor. I've heard Teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates helps students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I'd love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Brennan Grocery, your small-town supermarket, Kennel Seed and Ag, and by Sutton Repair and Odell, small-town service, big-time knowledge.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Speedy Mart. When you have to fuel your journey and feed the crew, whether it's many or a few, Speedy Mart is fresh, ready, super clean, and convenient.
Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
And when you make a pit stop, it's gotta be fast. Easy in, easy out. Speedy Mart for the win.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Martin Contracting for all your home and ag building needs. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be, member FDIC. And by Zollner Ford in Beatrice. NCN Sports is brought to you by Cheryl Worth, your American Family Insurance agent, and Emily Maxon, Agency Branch Manager of Beatrice, Stutzman Interiors. And by Fillmore County Hospital. This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. NCN Sports is presented by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. And by Teammates Mentoring. Join the team, be a mentor.
Dozens of games all week long, Monday through Saturday, but they all lead to one place, and that is the boys A Division Final on Saturday night. We are here, News Channel Nebraska, proud to be at the Beatrice City Auditorium. Lewiston wins their first Mudecas title since the late 2010s. But now we're going to see two teams that have won some very recently. He's Andy Klassen. I'm Jake Bartecki. Game number 2. Tri-County won it back in 2023. Johnson Brock won it last year, going to back-to-back. Both these teams have been here before.
They both have the pedigree, and they have the senior leadership to get it done here tonight. I don't think anyone's surprised that we see these two teams squaring up here, going for that trophy.
Johnson Brock obviously been the gold standard in Class C2 in recent years, but maybe the surprise of the tournament thus far was Tri-County with a monstrous second half against Freeman, outscoring the Falcons 29-13 in the final 16 minutes to get to this spot.
Well, if you're going to knock off Freeman, something's got to fall your way, and they did for Tri-County, and they got the horses to pull that off. We're going to talk about one of the young men, a senior, here in a moment.
Yeah, let's do that right now. Let's talk about Tri-County's Drew Sims. The Sims name has been around Tri-County for a while. Jeremy Sims is head coach. Carter Sims was a very strong player for them in recent years. But younger brother Drew is stepping into that role. He has 20 games of 20 points or more in his career, and he enters off a 30-pointer.
And he's averaging 22 points per game. You mentioned the monster game a couple nights ago against Freeman, 30 buckets made, playing with a lot of confidence right now. And I really like his size and his versatility. 6'3", he can post up, he can man at the point. He does it all.
We talk about familiar names and numbers. Brody Kaler on the Johnson Brock side of things. First year under head coach Garrison Dodge as Lucas Dollinghouse moves over to the girls' side of things, but same success for Garrison Dodge and the Johnson Brock offense.
Yeah, there's been some changes for the Eagles, but some constant mainstays, Brody Cale being one of them. New coach, it doesn't matter. He's going to give you that double-double performance, night in, night out, averaging around 17, 6 boards on the season.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very fun atmosphere. A couple of names we'll call quite a bit. We're looking forward to. We're going to crown an A-Division championship. You can see every single year when it comes to Mudecas, it's just every day you see more and more and more people fill it up. We're looking like we're going to have a pack house, standing room only here in Beatrice.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Citizen State Bank and Friend, member FDIC, Precision Seed and Chemical in Friend, Nebraska, and by Landmark Implement, with 16 locations throughout Nebraska and Kansas.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Johnson County Central Public Schools, Mark Weirs with EMC Seed Services near Diller, and by Napa Auto Parts, your city motor supply in Beatrice. NCN Sports is brought to you by D&K Agri-Sales in Plymouth, Diller Odell Public Schools, and by the Johnson County Hospital.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together. The pregame show is sponsored by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports.
Back here at the Beatrice City Auditorium, he's Andy Klassen. I'm Jake Bartecki. Johnson, Brock, and Freeman getting loosened up and ready to go for our final game of the 97th Mudecas tournament. Let's take a look at our school spotlight and get to know some of these teams off the floor. First, for Johnson Brock out of the Pioneer Conference, just 93 enrolled at JBHS, and they have the NSAA's second district as their home. On the flip side, Tri-County, right down the road here in DeWitt. They are 10-4 entering the season, entering this one, and they are out of the Southern Nebraska Conference. 87 the enrollment at Tri-County out of the NSAA's first district. Andy, I think one of the things that I'm going to be looking for very early on in this one is who takes care of the basketball better.
Yeah.
We saw the problems that caused Southern against Lewiston just moments ago.
Right.
And who is able, and this is an interesting one to me, who is able to grab more offensive rebounds?
Yeah, that could play a huge role. Both of these teams, have some really good leadership across the board, whether it's seniors, juniors, upperclassmen. So I'm not as worried about turnovers, but you make an interesting point there. who can get the most offensive rebounds and just rebounds in general, because that's probably going to be the deciding factor. When you get two evenly matched teams like this, it comes down to those hustle plays, and it might just be one or two here or there who can sneak away with an offensive board, award an extra possession, and then capitalize and, build on that lead.
It's interesting, you got coaches that are at two ends of the spectrum here. One in Jeremy Sims that's been here for a very long time. Feels like every Mudecas we're talking about the same storyline with him coaching his sons, and it's the same deal this year. Obviously, Drew and Dawson Sims are on this team, and Drew is the go-to guy. Garrison Dodge, first-year head coach for Johnson Brock, played football at Peru State. Very young, and we've talked about it a lot this week, the benefits to having a young head coach and how they can relate to the players.
Well, not only that, but he kind of walked into a scenario where it wasn't all hands on deck. There was a winning tradition set in place. Stallinghouse was still around and took over for the girls. So he stepped into a really nice spot there with the Eagles of Johnson Brock. And, they haven't skipped a beat. 12-1 is their record right now. Looking to take home another Mudecas tournament trophy.
We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll get you a look at the starting lineups for this one. The 97th Mudecas Basketball Tournament on News Channel Nebraska is brought to you in part by Dr. Stacy Brand of Beatrice Physical Therapy, Mark Weirs with EMC Seed Services in Diller, and Stutzman Interiors.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a teammate's mentor. I've heard teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates help students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I'd love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
NCM Sports is brought to you by Johnson County Central Public Schools, Mark Weirs with EMC Seed Services near Diller, and by Napa Auto Parts, your city motor supply in Beatrice.
20 kids, 1 SUV, and 1 mission. Snacks. Speedy Mart is where the snack squad rolls deep. Whether it's before the first pitch or after the final out, we've got drinks, treats, and all the fuel to keep your team going strong. Speedy Mart convenience stores. Quick, convenient, and always ready when the team rolls in. Speedy Mart. Snack strong, play strong.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Landmark Snacks, now hiring in Beatrice. Check for career opportunities at landmarksnacks.com. Southern Public Schools, and by TNT Seed Express.
Beatrice Community Hospital is proud to serve Beatrice and the surrounding area for over 100 years. We provide quality care with small-town hospitality. Our services include family medicine, OBGYNs, robotic surgery, diagnostic imaging, and more. We're excited to grow our services, including a new medical clinic building in the community of Wymore. We're proud to be a top 20 rural hospital. And thank you for trusting us to care for you and your family. Beatrice Community Hospital. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Welcome back to the Beatrice City Auditorium. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for this one. First for Tri-County, who comes in at 10-4 off a 50-41 win over the Freeman Falcons in round number 2, the semifinals. Drew Sims, Henry Kapke, Zach Fossler, Jason Weirman, and Trevor Kapke are going to give it a go for head coach Jeremy Sims. Drew Sims, again, our player of the game, a key player, came in off a 30-point, 10-rebound, double-double against Freeman in the semis. On the flip side, for Garrison Dodge's Johnson Brock Eagles, 29-1 a year ago. They won the Mudecas tournament. They won the state championship. They did see their 56-game win streak come to an end. They're looking for another title this year in both Mudecas and the state title. Hayden Gravatt, Deacon Burnett, Brody Kaler, Grady Barrett, Robert Gravatt ready to go. Interesting thing here about a couple of those Gravats.
Concordia football commits.
Yeah, so they're tough-nosed, hard-nosed kids, and not afraid to, like you were talking about rebounding, get after the boards there and go for some of those rebounds.
Well, we are about ready to go here as the starting lineups will now be introduced. Again, it's Gravatt, Burnett, Taylor, Behrens, Gravatt for Johnson Brock, Sims, Kapke, Vossler, Jason Wehrman, and Trevor Kapke for Tri-County. We'll take a 30-second break. Tip-off is next.
NCM Sports is brought to you by Brennan Grocery, your small-town supermarket, Kennel Seed and Ag, and by Sutton Repair and Odell, small-town service, big-time knowledge.
When you have the inventory people want and a team that understands what you need, there's one place to go. Big Red Motorsports in O'Neill. Name brand ATVs, side-by-sides, and high-performance machines built for work, made for play. And the service doesn't stop at the sale. Big Red Motorsports delivers, literally. Free delivery with your purchase. It's all here in O'Neill. Big Red Motorsports.
NCM Sports is brought to you by Cheryl Worth, your American Family Insurance agent, and Emily Maxon, agency branch manager of Beatrice, Stutzman Interiors, and by Fillmore County Hospital.
Starting five, Johnson Brock getting introduced here to a full house, Andy, at the auditorium. And again, for people that have not really seen what this place is like, it's a neat venue. You've got wooden bleachers on one side. You've got where we're at here. You can see it on the right side of your screen, the stage, as I kind of wave my hand here. And then there you see it. There's a perfect view at the court right in the middle as the teams shake hands, as is tradition here before the Mudecas finals. It's a great place for the tournament.
It's such a unique setting. It's such a well-done, operated tournament. And this packed house, this crowd is going to get treated to a heck of a game here. Two very talented teams playing at the top of their level right now, looking to get the second half of the season, coming out of that Christmas break off to a fantastic start. And you can't get much more fantastic than a Mudecas basketball tournament championship.
There you see in our double box, Tri-County starting five of Sims, Kapke, Vossler, Wehrman, and Kapke going up against Hayden Gravatt, Robert Gravatt, Brody Kaler, Grady Behrens, Deacon Burnett for Johnson Brock. Taking the opening tip for Tri-County is Zach Vossler, and it's Deacon Burnett for Johnson Brock, and the tip is up and won by Burnett. And we are underway. Dozens of games all week long, and it comes down to this. First possession of the game for the Eagles, who average 62.4 points per game this season. One dribble and a pass right. Hayden Gravatt back up top to our key player in our custom sports pregame, Brody Kaler.
Yeah, both of these front courts have a pretty good length to them, so there's not going to be a huge advantage one way or the other as far as talking about size or length.
Gravatt hands it one off, and it's Deacon Burnett who misses the jumper from the elbow. Yeah, it was a fadeaway late in the shot clock. Ball will trickle out of bounds, and Johnson Brock turns it over. And now we get a look at Tri-County's offense, Andy. 58.3 points per game, and they shoot it at 44%.
Yeah, that tells me that they really like to work the ball around and make that extra pass, and that was a beautiful opening defensive sequence there. They didn't give any easy looks. Johnson Brock was trying to work it inside, and it was denied time and time again.
Drew Sims, what a feed down inside to Zach Vossler. Drew Sims is not just a scorer. He also averages 5 assists per game.
Yeah, Vossler did a fantastic job not bringing the ball down, just making that all one motion.
Got from the middle of the lane by Grady Behrens. Put it up, didn't get it to go. The ball goes out of bounds after a foul on Behrens. So back-to-back turnovers on the first two possessions of the game for Garrison Dodge's group. We talked about Tri-County shooting well at 44%. How about Johnson Brock at 49%?
Unbelievable. And they're not all bunny shots. A lot of them are. They really work the ball in well, but they're taking some three balls. So to have a shooting percentage that high and their type of range, it's just unreal.
Nice pump fake out of the corner. The jumper didn't go for the sophomore Trevor Kapke. Johnson Brock, A division title last year. They have 2 B division titles as well in 2010 and 2022. But as much as they love winning at Mudecas, I think they like winning in March in Lincoln even more.
Right?
They've done a lot of that lately.
Yes, they have.
Looking to go 4 in a row this year.
Another tough shot. Another tough take there for the Eagles on offense.
And here is Drew Sims trying to go coast to coast. Coughed it up, scooped up by Kapke. Bossler has the only points in the game. And he adds 2 more.
Yes, sir. Really good ball movement there from Tri-County. Working the ball around the horn and getting it down to the big man. Bossler, hot start.
Averages 12.5 per game. Hasn't been his best tournament. Had just 4 points against Freeman in the semifinal. But a good start here tonight with 4 points, all of them on the scoreboard. Another difficult look there for Hayden Gravatt. Drew Sims, 22.6 points, 8.3 rebounds per game. Plays a lot like his brother, and that growth spurt that he had recently has allowed him to expand his game a lot more.
Nice give and go.
This is Sims under the basket. Bossler might have taken an extra step, and he did.
Right? Is it a travel or a 3 seconds call?
Oh, it might have been. I think you're right.
Yeah,
Either way, indeed 3 seconds, because Sims had it under the rim too.
Yep. Either way, Eagles guarded it well underneath the rim there. Came away with the takeaway.
This is Hayden Gravatt, one of 2 Concordia football commits. Garrison Dodge's starting 5. Barris. Jump shot is good. Johnson Brock enters the scorebook with a 2-pointer from Grady Barons, a 42% shooter this year.
Just see a little bit more ball movement there. You saw the drive in, the kick out, then Barons capitalizing with a little drive of his own and pull up.
It's over to the far side. Kaler will bring it up the floor. Kaler drives in, has the ball deflected away by Drew Sims.
Yeah, as soon as Kaler was able to come away with that long rebound, you knew he was looking to attack the rim. Yeah, easy call.
Kaler will go to the free throw line where he's 80% on the season. Free throw on its way, and it's good. Brody Kaler brings back a lot of experience because he played with, obviously, Camden and Case and Dollinghouse, who were so crucial to those recent state championship teams.
Yeah, and logged in so many varsity minutes early in his career, and he was just so fortunate to be part of some just fantastic teams for Johnson Brock over the past 3-4 seasons.
He makes both free throws there. Kapke swings it to his right to Garrett Smith. Just checked into the ball game. Here is Drew Sims, who coughed up the basketball. Gravatt takes it away. Second turnover of the game for Tri-County. Turn it back to the top of the key. Swings left. Grady Barons knocks it down. Johnson Brock, who shoots the 3 at 29%. Nobody much better than Grady Barons.
That's where their offense is at their best, when the ball's moving around like a pinball. They're making that extra pass, opening up shooters.
4 minutes gone by here in quarter number 1, and our first foul of the ball game on Tri-County. That one went against Johnson Brock. Second foul of the game on Johnson Brock, and that's on Gravatt. Drew Sims passes off to his right, and he's able to find Garrett Smith. Kapke out of the corner. Both Kapke's on the floor for Jeremy Sims. Here's Drew Sims, who drives in. Went up with it strong, got fouled. And a foul will go against Robert Gravatt.
Well, there you've seen a little bit of the quickness there from Drew Sims, able to slice across the lane.
Interesting story about Drew Sims. You might remember Carter, of course, wore number 1. Drew switched his number. It's the traditional Sims number at Tri-County, because you got Dawson, who wears something similar with 10.
Well, you got to wait your turn, though, right?
Right.
You got to earn it.
Sims knocks down the first free throw and goes 2 for 2. Good free throw shooter this season, 77%.
And back and forth these two teams go. We didn't expect anything less.
And Gravatt brings it up the floor, exchanges with Grady Barons, who's 33% from beyond the arc, and he knocked down the game's first and only triple just a couple possessions ago. Gravatt drives in and has the ball deflected out of bounds. This will stay with Johnson Brock as a substitution's being made here. Oliver Everett going to check in.
See, that's Vossler doing a really nice job. Help defense coming over, taking away that baseline, not drifting out.
What a great find on the inside. Oliver Everett just checked into the game for the Eagles, and he finds the blank space at the block.
That's such a Johnson Brock move. You bring the new guy in, see if the defense adjusted. Who picked up the new man? Nobody picked up the new man.
Drew Sims to the top of the key for Weirman. Henry Kapke, 4-year varsity player, second year as a starter. Only one game in double figures this year. Oops. Love to see that change tonight. And something Tri-County would love to see change is early turnovers. That's their third in the last 5 possessions. Here we see it again. Oliver Everett checks into the game, and Andy finds 2.
Yep, exactly like they drew it up. That's why they took that timeout.
We'll take one with them. 9-6 the score. 2:55 to go here in the first. It's a 3-point lead for the Eagles. Underway here out of the timeout, 9-6 in favor of Johnson Brock, and they have the possession here. Brody Kaler is yet to score here tonight, Andy, and it's still a 3-point lead.
They knocked down a couple free throws.
He did. I guess, let me clarify. He's not down a field goal yet tonight. He is a good obviously shooter at 56%, but he misses here.
Boy, that was right on line, though.
56%. Boy, that's a really good percentage. Drew Sims, also a good shooter, grabbed his own rebound, couldn't get the shot to go.
Seeing right there, Brody Kaler, partial block, altering the shot, then getting the rebound.
Drew Sims grabs the rebound off that miss and brings it back up the floor. Here's a big pass up to Jason Weirman, who upfakes with it. Trying to swat at it was Grady Behrens, but a nice job by Weirman to go up strong.
And Weirman, nice little ball fake there, getting the defender to commit.
Grady Behrens, top of the key, will dribble right. 2.5 points per game in the Mudecas tournament for Grady Behrens, all 5 of them against EMF. 59-52 semifinal win for the Eagles. This is Brody Kaler. Talked about he hasn't had a field goal yet tonight, and he finds it first and has 4 points.
Goodness, so good with the pivot foot.
Those tough shots that he's able to knock down are why he shoots it as well as he does.
Just such great body control for a big frame man.
Vossler goes up strong, lit on the rim, second effort, nothing but nylon.
There we go. Vossler continues his strong start, rips down his fourth board. That is that offensive rebound you're talking about.
Vossler again in the semifinal against Freeman at 4 points, 6 rebounds, and already 6 points here tonight. He's played a nice game defensively as well. Behrens walks with it.
Weirman kind of came up and supplied that extra bit of defense that kind of caused that travel. You know, that doesn't go into the stat sheet for a turnover or steal or anything, but Justice Weirman made that play.
Ball is inbounded to Drew Sims, who brings it up the floor. Sims double figures in every single game this year. How incredible is that number? Deflected backwards, and it's picked up by Henry Kapke. Brody Kaler, 22 straight games in double figures as well, going back to last season. So some elite scorers for our key players tonight.
You know, just cornerstones, guys that you can count on.
Ball to the Johnson Brock bench, where Kapke lets a 3 fly, and he won't get that one to go. First 3-point attempt to the ball game for Tri-County. This first quarter has been brought to you in part by John Henry's, our family, serving yours. What a move in the lane indeed. Deacon Burnett, the sophomore, is able to find his first 2 of the game.
6'4" sophomore able to get baseline. When that happens, that defense collapses. So many things are opened up.
Ball to left block. Taylor has it knocked away, and he's able to throw it back off the floor, but a foul with 1.7 seconds to go. That's a nice play by Brody Kaler.
Really is. Such a smart player, impacts the game in so many ways. This first quarter, this opening quarter, we see him do everything right. The offense flashes, some tough-nosed plays defensively, rebound, block shots.
Now come from the opposite end of the floor, so it might have to be something from half court here for Johnson Brock, who leads by 3. They can double it if they can knock it down. Kaler lets it fly. And it's just a bit short, and that brings us to the end of the first. 8 minutes down, 24 to go. It's a good one, a low-scoring affair that Johnson Brock leads 13-10. Zach Fosler, 6 big points to lead all scores.
It's not just about the shoe. It's about your fit.
What sets Fleet Feet aside from everything else that we've experienced is my girls being runners. They have very different needs. And so the technology with the scanning and the personal touches is just unmatched. I met Lori almost 16 years ago, and when I saw Lori open this, I knew there was no other place that I wanted to go to have someone help me with my footwear and everything else involved with running. Fleet Feet doesn't just fit your shoes, they fit your life.
Fleet Feet Lincoln. Find your fit today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Citizen State Bank and Friend, member FDIC, Precision Seed and Chemical in Friend, Nebraska, and by Landmark Implement, with 16 locations throughout Nebraska and Kansas. NCN Sports is brought to you by D&K Agri-Sales in Plymouth, Diller Odell Public Schools, and by the Johnson County Hospital.
Behind 6 points, Tri-County trails. Johnson Brock 6 points from Zach Foster, that is, and they were looking for him there to try and find him 8. Couldn't get the pass inside.
Right idea, but just like the Eagles, their defense over the course of so many years, pretty tough. They like to take away that first option.
It's the 4th turnover of the game for Tri-County. Now at the right block, Cravat. It's back out, and it's picked up at the top of the key by Grady Behrens. Cravat again floats one up, doesn't get it to go, and Vossler grabs the board. Been impressed with what Henry Kapke has done so far tonight, and he's found space, just had a good look from 3, just didn't hit it, but both ends of the floor, he's made some plays.
He has, and that high arching shot, it was right on line. We had a good angle at that. It looked like it was going to fall in and out.
Weirman has the ball tied up. Brody Kaler, good defense along with Deacon Burnett. And did anybody call a timeout? They pointed to the Tri-County bench. Jeremy Sims shook his head, so this will be an inbound.
The official thought he heard the timeout.
Yeah. You don't see that one all the time.
That was a break for Tri-County right there.
No doubt. You get to reset with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Vossler will put one up, and they take advantage of the opportunity. Vossler, who got stuffed on the last possession, now has 8 points in the game.
You know, just a really good job kind of working that ball around and eventually finding Vossler. The hot hand continues here into the second.
Grady Behrens passes it right to Brody Kaler. 4 points in the game for Kaler, only 1 field goal. Nice take. Cravat scores it. Lead back up to 3.
Boy, that really was. He knew when he had the step that he was going to get the blow by the initial defender, but the way he was able to maneuver around the bigs at the rim.
Trevor Kapke and Drew Sims. And Weirman passes it to Kapke. Drew Sims just 1 point in the ball game. Weirman's going to let a 3 fly, won't go, and he grabs the rebound after it was deflected by Vossler. Trevor Kapke out of the corner, goes back to his left and finds Vossler. Backing down Cravat. Back out to Kapke for 3, and a long possession comes to an end. And it's to no avail for Tri-County.
Fantastic job boxing out. That was at the end of that play, you saw all 3 Johnson Brock white jerseys boxing out their guy securing that rebound after, you mentioned it, a very long possession.
This is Grady Behrens, who tries a baseline floater. That won't go. Grady Behrens, a good shooter, 42% from the field this season, so he's not afraid to take some risky shots.
He's got the green light.
Vossler again, middle of the lane, had the ball deflected away. Finds the cutting Weirman, who lays it in.
Fantastic awareness that time from Weirman. Understanding Vossler had to get rid of that ball. Touch to the rim. Right on time with the pass was Vossler.
Weirman 5 points on Thursday in the semifinal against Freeman. Again, these two teams played earlier this season. It was a win for Johnson Brock. Weirman had 2 points in that one. Getting wide open, but unable to get the bucket to fall was Deacon Burnett, and up the other way, a whistle and a foul here against Johnson Brock. Tri-County a chance to take the lead back.
Drew Sims played that beautifully from coast to coast, was able to kind of work his way in there, secure that rebound, and then just with the ball on the hardwood there, continued his drive. No one was able to really stop him, so he just kept working towards the rim, eventually drawing a foul.
And he's been really good all season long for Tri-County, and what a career he's had.
And look at this, drew that second foul on Gravatt. That's a big part. 6'5" body there for the Eagles. Going to have to sit out here for a little bit.
He is indeed. And Oliver Everett does come in, who scored instantly when he checked in the first quarter. Right now, that's the difference in the ball game, at least. Ball on the far side. Kapke throw it to the top. Here's another Sims, Dawson Sims, the freshman in the ball game. Again, a common name around DeWitt in southeast Nebraska. Tall pass. Vossler able to grab it and find the backboard, but he gets fouled and will go to the line for two. Another great pass by Drew Sims.
You knew that was coming. You knew that's what Tri-County was doing, working the ball around the perimeter that entire possession. They were trying to get it into Vossler, knowing that Gravatt, the 6'5" senior for the Eagles, just took a seat. They wanted to take advantage of the size they have now.
He's got double figures in 10 of 14 games this season. He's well on his way to finding his 11th game with 10 or more, as he's up to 9 now with the free throw. 70% at the line this season. Knocks them both down.
And what a treat. Whether it's the guards, the front court, the back court, everybody's shooting free throws very well thus far for both squads.
Tri-County 4 of 5 at the line. Johnson Brock 2 for 2. Brody Kaler in the corner. He's been awfully quiet in the first half as 4 points. Might have heard me. Toes the baseline for a nice take.
He could hear you. No, just great awareness there from a great player. Going baseline, making it look a little too easy.
Dawson Sims, the freshman, with no hesitation, no fear, tries a deep three. Doesn't get it to go. Up the other way, laying it up and in coast to coast. Hayden Gravatt.
Eagles been turning around on you in such a hurry, taking back that 3-point lead off of missed three.
This is Dawson Sims back to his older brother, and Garrett Smith punches one inside. Ball deflected away. Tri-County desperately is able to get the basketball back.
What an effort from Vossler.
No kidding. Here's Drew Sims. Jump shot from the block. Left it short. Look out. Tri-County is not making it easy for Johnson Brock to get the ball across half court. Foul here against the Trojans.
Well, when Johnson Brock does get it cleanly out into the open court, they usually get that bucket in transition. You just saw that a moment ago, so you're right. That has to be a point of emphasis for the Trojans up Tri-County, and thus far it is. And thus far it's held up fairly well.
Hayden Gravatt, a Concordia football commit, brings it up the floor. He's the commander of the offense. He drops it off, lets a lot of other guys get their points. Johnson Brock goes empty on that position as Everett misses one at the left block. Tall pass for Vossler. He's got 10 in the game. And he'll have a chance to add 2 more as he's going back to the free throw line.
Vossler does such a nice job. These aren't perfect entry passes all the time.
By no means.
But he does a heck of a job adjusting, snagging the ball, keeping himself in bounds.
Vossler stays perfect on the night of the free throw line. The foul was on Grady Behrens, so that is his second, and he will come to the bench. Free throw on its way. This one is off the mark, no good. Our second quarter brought to you in part by O Street Carpet. Steve Crew and the crew at O Street Carpet happy to help in Lincoln, Nebraska. Shot up no good. Vossler grabs the rebound. And Drew Sims is going to slam the accelerator here. Drops it down to Weirman, who gets blocked from behind. Staying with the play is Deacon Burnett. Also staying with the player, the Trojans and 2 points and a chance for 3 for Zach Fossler.
Oh, and you can feel the energy throughout the auditorium. A couple of heavyweights going back and forth here in Beatrice.
Johnson Brock tied with Tri-County, and Vossler a chance to give the Trojans their first lead of the second quarter. It is up, and we will remain tied as he's unable to get the go-ahead bucket. Vossler 9 points, 6.4 rebounds over his last 5. Right now working on a double-double as he's got 10 points already tonight.
Johnson Brock trying to adjust here to this zone defense. That last time down the court, they got that defense sucked in. They opened up a wide-open 3 for Brody Kaler. And I'm telling you, it was a 3, but it felt like they dodged a bullet.
Drew Sims picked up his first foul, and we'll see. I mean, talk about dodging a bullet. Johnson Brock nearly gave up the lead. Chance to grab it right back here. Brody Kaler finds 2 points.
There's not many answers for that guy and that type of ball. It doesn't matter zone, man-to-man, diamond and one. It doesn't matter.
8 points in the ball game. It's far side. It's picked up by Weirman. Schnelly works it back to Sims. Coming up on 2 minutes to go, first half. Caleb Schnelly kicks it back to the top of the key, and Kapke will give it off to Tri-County's leader in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. He does it all against Drew Sims, but he can't get that shot to go.
And he got that defender on his hip. Things opened up for him.
Tri-County's fans making a little bit of noise here at the auditorium, looking for another stop. Brody Kaler up to 8 points in the ball game. Second leading scorer behind Tri-County's Zach Fossler. He has 10. 90 seconds to go first half. Brody Kaler swings it to his right and finds Hayden Gravatt. Gravatt for 3. Tried to bank at home. Bank closed on Saturday at around 8 o'clock here in Beatrice. And the Eagles now 1 of 4 from downtown. Shot pass inside and a whistle and a foul. They're going to catch Oliver Everett here for reaching over the back of Zach Fossler. Giving us a chance to say, stick around for our halftime highlights. Brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations.
Now, once again, that wasn't a perfect entry pass, but Fossler still making it work. Awards himself a trip to the foul line.
Got 10 points tonight, 4 at the line. He sinks the first to 2.
11 points, 6 rebounds. He really has been the spark, the story for the Trojans in this first half.
Trojans 6 of 9 at the free throw line. Fossler, a 70% free throw shooter. Second one is on its way, and it's good. He continues to work on a double-double, Andy. Zach Fossler's only double-double came back on December 12th against Southern, another team we've seen here in Mudecas just hours ago when he had 17 points and 10 rebounds. So might get his second here tonight.
He's well on his way.
Gravatt with a big-time 3. His first of the ball game, a 3-point shooter of just 24%, but a big bucket there. And Tri-County now leads by a full possession at 3.
Felt like he had to make amends for that one. He came up a little short on, or a little hard off of the glass.
Double bonus for Tri-County here, and doesn't matter. They're going to go to the free throw line again. Jason Weirman this time drives in, and he'll have a chance at his first free throws of the night.
Weirman's done a lot of nice things for the Trojans in this first half, making plays like that.
It's been a little quiet in the tournament, just 5.5 points per game. That's a couple off his season average. Weirman, deep shot, misses it off the back iron. There you see the contact on our instant replay, which is brought to you in part by the Beatrice Community Hospital and Health Center and Meade Lumber. Second one on its way, and Weirman goes 0 for 2. First 0 for 2 trip to the line for either side tonight. It brings us down to the final half a minute here in the first half.
And Gravatt checked back into the game. You saw him just snag that rebound. Interesting substitution here for Garrison Dodge, looking to convert on this final possession.
There is a 2-second differential between shot and game clock, and it looks like Garrison Dodge is going to have his group hold it for as long as they can. Maybe not. Hayden Gravatt is going to drive into the lane, puts one up off the glass. Another tough make for Hayden Gravatt, who has 7 points all here in the second quarter. And that brings us to the end of the first 16 minutes. 26-21 in favor of Johnson Brock as we head to the locker room. Hayden Gravatt sends us out with a buzzer beater layup. 7 points for him in the ball game. But Zach Bossler, he's the big story right now, working on a double-double. He has a dozen.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Johnson County Central Public Schools, Mark Weirs with EMC Seed Services near Diller, and by Napa Auto Parts, your city motor supply in Beatrice.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry because you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Mudecas health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
Welcome into our RMV Construction halftime show on News Channel Nebraska. 26-21, Johnson Brock leading Tri-County at the break. Leading scorer in the ballgame, though, belongs to the team down by 5 in the Trojans. Zach Bossler has been a man amongst boys on the glass.
He really has been fighting for each and every rebound on the defensive and offensive end. Really like how they're using him defensively. A lot of times in that zone, that keeps him around the rim, protecting the rim, making things very difficult for that Eagle offense. Because if you watch, they're always trying to work the ball in towards the rim. A lot of that got shut off by the defense from the Trojans.
Well, they trail it by 5, does Tri-County. 26-21, Johnson Brock lead. Let's give you a look at some of the stats in the first half. Eagles 2 of 5 from 3. They've got a trio of turnovers. 2 for 2 at the free throw line. Brody Kaler knocking down both of those. 7 points for Hayden Gravatt. Deacon Burnett has 4, 8 for Brody Kaler, 5 for Grady Behrens, and 2 for Oliver Everett. 4 turnovers for Tri-County. They're 0 of 3 from beyond the arc, 7 of 12 at the line. Andy, those numbers could be themes later on.
It really could be. I mean, a game like this, where, like I mentioned earlier, it's like 2 heavyweights, right? In a title bout, going back and forth, trading haymakers. It comes down to 1 or 2 little plays. Those also could be free throws throughout the first half that we saw, but then they get a little bit bigger, don't they, in the second half?
And those heavy hitters have thrown some punches tonight indeed. Our halftime is brought to you in part by RMV Construction. And let's now take a look at our first half highlights. Those are brought to you in part by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Dazzling gemstones to much more. Visit their locations in Lincoln and Grand Island. Zach Bossler, we were just talking about him. 12 points a game high, likely going to find his second double-double. He did a nice job early on to get to the rack.
Does such a fantastic job adjusting to the ball, always knowing where he is on the court.
3-pointer here, the first of the game. It belonged to Johnson Brock and Grady Behrens, who did all of his first half work in the first quarter with 5. Drew Sims, not just a scorer, scoring machine. Boy, can he pass as well.
Yeah.
Drops one down to Jason Werman.
Werman with that strong first half performance. We were talking about the tail end there. That second quarter does a lot of good things for the Trojans.
Johnson Brock would control most of the first quarter, and driving in was Deacon Burnett, who entered with 11 points per game this season off a semifinal 6 against TMF. This guy impressed me a lot. Hayden Gravatt had a really strong first half, Andy. And no, he didn't score out the wazoo. He had 7 points, but it's the way he earned those buckets.
Yep, showing you a multitude of ways. The 3-ball, the drive, and there's that man, Vossler, getting it done again.
Yeah, third time he would go to the line for an and one. Kick to the corner here. Gravatt thought, why not? Got an open look. Defender backed off, and he took the shot right over Drew Sims' extended hand and made him pay for it. And Gravatt, late in the first half, drives in and beats the buzzer by virtue of using the glass. So 26-21 the score here at the end of the first half. Our halftime, again, as we mentioned, brought to you by RMV Construction. And here's a look at our C2 News Channel Nebraska boys basketball rankings. Freeman, a team that just got knocked off by this Tri-County team earlier this week. That was the upset of the tournament. They're ranked number 2. That's down a spot from number 1. Fortunately for the Falcons, I think they're going to drop a little bit further.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a reshuffling here. A lot of names you're accustomed to seeing: Johnson, Brock, Freeman, Bergen, Catholic. But how about Valentine, Alma, Kimball? Cross County also makes the rankings. Stacked class C2 on the boys' side.
And Johnson Brock up there as well at 12-1 in that number 6 spot. RMV Construction is the proud sponsor of Halftime on News Channel Nebraska. And Andy, they do a really nice job with a lot of projects, big or small. Most recently, the new Nebraska Department of Transportation facility in Kearney.
And that was a big one. Look at all those bays just outside of Kearney, Nebraska.
Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's take a look at our upcoming broadcast schedule. We've got games from multiple sports, multiple classes, multiple regions of the state. And a week from yesterday, next Friday, January the 22nd, girls wrestling duels network-wide. Pender and Howells Dodge the next day. That is a week from today. That'll be network-wide as well. And then a couple weeks coming up on Thursday, January 29th, our North broadcast will have Plainview and Cedar Catholic. On the south side, Omaha Central and Omaha West Side. And then we'll have some college basketball in the North broadcast at the end of the month with Minnesota, Duluth, and Wayne State.
We're doing it all, right? Wrestling, duels, collegiate basketball, some banger matchups in Omaha Central and West Side. And I'm really looking forward to Pender, Howells Dodge.
Are you going to be on that call?
I should be, shouldn't I? Are you going to bump me off?
I know I'm not on the call. I'm asking if you were. I know you'll probably have a lot of those. And again, if you want to see where we will be with our upcoming broadcast, you can always go to our website or a number of our social media channels on X, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even YouTube. It's NCN Sports Now on Facebook, at NCN Sports on X and Instagram, and News Channel Nebraska on YouTube. That'll do it for the RMV Construction halftime show. Just a couple minutes from getting the second half underway. 5-point lead for Johnson Brock, who leads at 26-21 over Tri-County.
Our halftime show is proudly presented by RMV Construction. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction.
Behind every switch you flip, innovation is at work. NPPD is using advanced technology to generate and deliver the reliable energy you have come to expect. Like AI-driven platforms to optimize energy generation, drones for infrastructure inspection, advanced metering for faster outage detection, and helping advance carbon capture and sequestration technologies. It's not just electricity we are delivering, it's innovation, powering the state, empowering your life. Nebraska Public Power District.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Landmark Snacks. Now hiring in Beatrice. Check for career opportunities at landmarksnacks.com. Southern Public Schools. And by TNT Seed Express.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Welcome back to the Beatrice City Auditorium. 26-21 the score as we get ready to get underway in the second half, third quarter. Both teams going to go with their original starting fives. Hayden and Robert Gravatt for Johnson Brock, along with Deacon Burnett, Brody Kaler, Grady Behrens, Drew Sims, Henry Kapke, Zach Fossler, Jason Weirman, Trevor Kapke for Tri-County. Andy, just 1 point for Drew Sims. We didn't really get to talk much about him because we were spending our time focusing on Zach Fossler. But when you're feeding Zach Fossler the way he has, it kind of makes up for it.
It really does. And what he's doing offensively is he's drawing a lot of attention. A lot of times with that dribble drive, that forces the defender to come out and guard him. Then you're seeing the dump off pass to the likes of Fossler and Weirman. So he's had a huge impact. Might not have the points, but on the offensive end, he's had a huge impact in the first half for the Trojans.
Brody Kaler on a pass from Behrens, puts up a jump shot, no good. Offensive rebound. Haven't seen many of those tonight from Johnson Brock. Gravatt grabbed one in a deflectional.
No, Tri-County
with Johnson Brock.
Tri-County knew that they were going to have to defend the rim, rebound extremely well if they're going to be able to pull this one off and take down the Eagles, and they have done that throughout one half of basketball so far.
And Tri-County on Thursday trailed the Freeman Falcons by 9 entering the second half and outscored Freeman by 16 points to eventually win that one 50-41. Deacon Burnett to the right elbow. And he found Gravatt, who bounced one outside. Might have been looking for Burnett there. It was Gravatt who came up with it, and now it's back to Burnett, who stepped on the baseline. But I think there's going to be a foul to cause that, and it is against Jason Weirman, his first.
Weirman just a little late rotating over. They come out in a 2-3 zone. Once again, really trying to clog up the middle, understanding that Johnson Brock's trying to pound that ball inside.
Hayden Gravatt, who's averaging 7 points per game in Mudecas, kicks the basketball into play, and the inbounder has it back in the form of Gravatt. He's harassed by Zach Foss, who's been the best player on the floor tonight. 12 points, and is it 7 rebounds, Andy?
You bet.
Gravatt with a floater in the lane. Robert Gravatt with his first points. See how the success has worked for Tri-County with the big men. They're going to try to get that going on the Johnson Brock end of things, it seems.
Sometimes you just have to force, and that's exactly what the Eagles did there, getting Robert Gravatt involved offensively.
Sims kicked to the corner, and the 3 air ball by Trevor Kapke, and it's now an 0-4 night from beyond the arc for Tri-County, who shoots the 3 at 27%.
The Trojans don't want this lead to swell any more than this, down by 7.
A lot of contact. Vossler forced a tough shot from Brody Kaler. And Gravatt just got another foul. And Andy, that is 3.
Yeah, he is very frustrated with himself there. You love the effort, right? Going for this loose ball. Definitely got him with the body, though. And how about Vossler going straight up?
And how about Kaler getting through that?
Yeah.
High level, both ends there. Nobody home in the corner. Weirman throws it out of bounds. Was looking for Vossler, who dropped back down into the paint. 5th turnover of the game for Tri-County. 8 total giveaways for this one. 5 for Tri-County and 3 for Johnson Brock. Hayden Gravatt will bring it up the floor.
Talk about how those free throws are going to be magnified down the stretch. Turnovers are going to be another key stat.
Brody Kaler with a kick out to Behrens. He does have a 3-point make tonight. Burnett with a take to the rim. Doesn't get that to go.
There's the whistle.
And a foul underneath here.
That's the whistle head coach Garrison Dodge was looking for. And those are the type of plays that only a guy like Brody Kaler can make. You see him crash the board, time that one up just perfectly to go snag that offensive rebound.
Second foul of the game on Caleb Schnelly. 2 for 2 at the line tonight is Brody Kaler. 80% on the season, and he hits the first. He has the only free throw attempts and makes of the ball game. And here's another look at the foul.
Oh, yeah, over the back.
Yep. We'll call that every day.
Got him at the body, the arm.
Just about everything.
Yeah. Which way you want to call it?
Kaler remains perfect at the free throw line. He is into double figures for the 23rd straight game going back to last year's. He's up to 10. Drew Sims, only 1 point in the game, and he turns it over. Gravatt deflects the pass, and Kaler throws it up floor. Outlet pass to Burnett. Johnson Brock will set things up.
Tri-County's got to be stronger with the basketball.
And Kaler is hit with a charge here, leans into Henry Kapke, and Kaler picks up his first foul of the game.
Boy, and Kapke is fired up. You know, he was giving up a lot of length, a lot of size there. Knew his only shot was to draw that charge. Oh, yeah, and the reason he was able to do so was because Grady lowered that shoulder.
And sometimes you got to sacrifice the body to win a Mudecas championship. Timeout on the floor, which gives us a chance to say tonight's game is brought to you in part by D&K Agri-Sales in Plymouth and Cheryl Worth, your American Family Insurance agent, and Emily Maxson, agency branch manager of Beatrice. We'll take a break here.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Martin Contracting. For all your home and ag building needs. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be, member FDIC. And by Zollner Ford in Beatrice.
Johnson Brock has extended their 5-point lead from the break up to 9 here, Andy, and they've started to work the ball inside a bit more.
Yeah, and this is kind of a danger zone here for the Trojans of Tri-County. They got to close this gap, keep it a little closer.
Henry Kapke passes one to his right and a steal. It's Burnett looking to go coast to coast, and he has the ball stripped from behind by Caleb Schnelly. And he'll go to the free throw line.
You know, the Eagles just make game-winning plays, whether it's on the defensive end, offensive end. Here you're seeing Deacon, the super sophomore, going coast to coast.
He makes the first of 2 free throws as Johnson Brock remains perfect at the line. 5 of 5 tonight. Burnett has 5 points in the game.
It's a nice little luxury here. Up by 10, able to sub out Robert Gravatt, who's dealing with some foul trouble.
Second one is up. Second one is good.
Eagles fall back in their man-to-man defense.
He's got 6 points in the game. Does Deacon Burnett? It's right side, and Kapke looks to the corner to Caleb Schnelly. This hasn't been a ton of movement in this second half on the offensive end for Tri-County.
Really hasn't. Ball's gotten a little sticky.
Bruce Sims still hasn't had a field goal make tonight. And they do have a foul here against Johnson Brock. It's called on Burnett. Picks up his first.
It's going to be on the floor, though.
It is indeed. Drew Sims will inbound, and I bet there's a chance Sims gets this basketball off the inbound. Not right away, at least. Kapke's play catch on the near side, and Weirman works to the corner. Here's a 3 by Trevor Kapke. First make for beyond the arc for Tri-County.
Fantastic job working the ball around the horn, around the perimeter. You mentioned your eyes on Sims. He was guarded by Brody Kaler, drawing a lot of attention. Tri-County capitalizes with another option. That one from Kapke.
Halfway through quarter number 3, Burnett swings it to his left to Oliver Everett. Hayden Gravatt, Euro step away, denying the shot is Vossler. Johnson Brock gets it back with 7 seconds on the shot clock. That won't go. And Weirman, after a chaotic 5 seconds, grabs the rebound. Drew Sims to Weirman. He hit the first 3 of the ball game for Tri-County in the last possession. Weirman to the corner. Here's the other Kapke. That one in and out for Henry. And the rebound tracked down by Deacon Burnett. Burnett looks to go coast to coast, lays one up, and does get fouled on the play. Foul on Jason Weirman. his second. The third quarter is brought to you in part by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Burnett back to the line where he just went 2 for 2, Andy.
You know, credit Burnett. I mean, he had to kind of battle for that rebound, but he finally got control of it, snagged it, then went coast to coast. Knew he had to step on the defenders, had them out of position, forces the issue, forces the foul, gets himself back to the line.
7 of 7 at the line tonight are the Eagles, and there's the first miss at the charity stripe. Burnett, a good free throw shooter, 70% on the year. He's yet to hit a 3, though. He's 0 of 6 from beyond the arc. Drew Sims drives and has a pass denied. Oliver Everett disrupts the inlet as he was looking for Vossler on the back cut.
Everett was a keen in on that the entire way.
The key is Everett. He swings to his right. Finds Grady Behrens. Ball movement has been plentiful for Johnson Brock tonight, and they lead by 9. 12 is their largest of the ball game. Gravatt, guarded by Henry Kapke, drives, kicks, pulling up for a mid-ranger and dishing it off. Behrens to Burnett. He won't get the shot to go late in the clock. It's a shot clock violation for Johnson Brock.
I thought you were working the reverse jinx there. Brent taking a late 3.
Indeed. And again, it would have been his first of the season.
Yep.
2:37 to go, third quarter, and it is a 9-point advantage for Johnson Brock. Drew Sims passes it off right and finds Weirman. Down low, Vossler back into the scorebook. His first bucket of the second half, he's got 14.
When Tri-County went on the run in the first half, they fed Vossler time and time again. Back-to-back possessions. It looks like the Trojans have found their big man once again.
And here's Drew Sims with a steal, going coast to coast, laying it up and in. Drew Sims gets a steal and converts it into his first field goal of the game. And we've got ourselves a 5-pointer with 2 minutes to go in the third.
Flashing some athleticism as well. Did you see him shift into fifth gear there as he accelerated towards the rim?
He's a good track athlete as well, is Drew Sims. 5-point ball game, and Garrison Dodge wants to talk things over with 2 minutes to go in quarter number 3. The 97th edition of the Mudecas tournament on NCN is proudly presented by Mike Holtmeyer, your Pioneer seed dealer with Sunland Seed of Beatrice.
From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together. NCN Sports is brought to you by Twin Rivers Auto Group in Beatrice and Fairbury. The high-volume, low-hassle place to buy. Mike Holtmeyer, your Pioneer Seed Rep with Sunland Seed of Beatrice. And by Milligan Insurance Agency.
Welcome back to the Beatrice City Auditorium. The Tri-County fans, Andy, they're out in full force here tonight and finally getting something to cheer about here in the second half.
That was the run the Trojans have been looking for this entire third quarter.
2 minutes to go, quarter number 3. Hayden Gravatt with the basketball.
You know, it was the two seniors that we've been looking to, Vossler and Sims, that got that thing going.
And Taylor inside went up with it and got fouled. See who they called the foul on. There were 2 Trojans on Taylor, and it's Vossler who picks up his second. It's either going to be Vossler or Sims, and either way, it was going to be number 2 on either.
It's a pretty clean game by those two guys.
Yeah. Taylor's free throw is good.
Yeah, that's just kind of an unfair advantage when you have a guy like Brody Taylor. Just calm things down, get the ball to him, let him work.
Trojans giving him some opportunities to score tonight, but they've also done a nice job on him defensively. He makes both free throws there as Johnson Brock 9 of 10 at the line. 100 seconds remain in quarter number 3. Caleb Schnelly dropped it off to Trevor Kapke. To Schnelly. Caleb Schnelly began the season with a career-high 10 points against Wilbur Clatonia, was scoreless against Freeman in the semifinals. 3 a little wide there from Trevor Kapke, and it won't go down. Lead is 7 for Johnson Brock. It was 5 moments ago. Driving in and unable to get the shot to fall was Hayden Gravatt. Whistle and a foul.
Right there, Jake. Right there was a perfect example of Zachary Vossler impacting the play. He's not going to get a stat, record a block, or any of that, but he altered that shot from Gravatt and that drive.
Johnson Brock is now in the double bonus as well. That's noteworthy for the final minute 10 here as Gravatt will inbound after the whistle. Ball to the top of the key. It's picked up. Grady Behrens went high to receive the pass and travels with it in the lane. Lucky for Tri-County because that was dangerously close to another foul.
Yeah, Behrens was looking for contact there. Didn't get it.
Henry Capke will bring it up the floor. 1 minute remaining in the third. Snelly to Vossler, and Vossler to Drew Sims. Sims, NBA range 3, falling down. He's fouled. Yep. And Drew Sims, who is 77% at the line this season, is going to the stripe for 3.
And that was just a really good look, in rhythm 3.
And the foul is on Brody Kaler, his second. And we'll see if Garrison Dodge, out of an abundance of caution, does go to the bench. Doesn't look like he will.
And for all intents and purposes, Vossler basically set a 2-man screen there. Got 2 defenders gaining space for Sims to pull off that triple.
And there is Garrison Dodge, a Peru State football alum.
Good man.
Yes, indeed. Young coach, able to relate to his players, and Drew Sims will now go to the line to try and get this game a little closer.
I was talking about being a Peru State Bobcat.
Football
there you
guy. Go. Well, you got Kyle Kadoki, who's a few seats to our left, who is a Peru State basketball guy on radio tonight. A lot of Peru State ties here at the auditorium.
Hey, we are in southeast Nebraska.
We are indeed. First 2 free throws up and good for Drew Sims. Third to come here to make this a 4-point game.
Well, these last 3 or 4 minutes is exactly what the Trojans needed as Sims was able to roll that final one through.
Tri-County 10 of 15 at the stripe tonight. 48 seconds remaining here in quarter number 3. I don't think Johnson Brock will even think about holding it late in the shot clock here. They're going to take the best look they can get. Brody Kaler stands with the ball above his head with 12 points tonight. Kicks it back out to Behrens. Burnett reached in on there by Schnelly.
It's okay. Schnelly's giving up a lot of size. Didn't want that to play itself out. It does send Burnett to the line.
It does indeed. 35-31 the score.
You know, Tri-County tried to slide back into their man-to-man defense. The Eagles are just so good offensively. They're going to work that ball around. They're going to find that mismatch.
And it's free throw in and out. Been at the line quite a bit in this second half, and a substitution coming in here for Johnson Brock. First time into the game. Looked like that was... I don't have that. I gotta say, I don't have a number 10 on our roster here, Andy.
Mystery man.
Mystery man. I guess that's all you can say. Do you have a number 10?
I do not.
All right. Well, 20 seconds to go. It is a 5-point game after Burnett makes the second of 2 free throws. And Tri-County will hold this to try and make it a 1-score game heading to the book. What a move by Drew Sims. Oh, my goodness. Drew Sims behind the back. Here's Kaler to answer. The shot is up, in and out. What an end to quarter number 3. Drew Sims, have yourself a third quarter. And just like that, Tri-County is right back in the game.
Excellent ball movement around there, finding key players and key moments.
Indeed, 36-34 the score. We're heading to the fourth.
Laundry isn't a chore anymore. It's precision, it's care, it's Electrolux at Schaefer's. With features like Smart Boost to amplify the cleaning power and pure rinse, your upgrade to an Electrolux laundry pair pays dividends with every load. Plus, save up to $350 with available rebates. And exclusively at Schaefer's, buy 1 pedestal, get 1 free. That's an additional $270 in savings. Electrolux Performance Smart Savings only at Schaefer's. Local, trusted, and family owned since 1946.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a teammate's mentor. I've heard teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates help students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I'd love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
Tri-County's fans definitely making noise here as we begin the fourth quarter. What a shot by Drew Sims to end the third.
And then kind of a 2-for-1. They get the possession here to open up the fourth.
Drew Sims up to 9 points in the ball game. He has had double figures in every game this season. Lowest he's scored is 14. So that just shows you how well Garrison Dodge has played against him tonight.
This is where Tri-County cannot get too far away from Vossler offensively. When they went on their run in that second quarter and chipped away and got back into it here, they always knew where number 14 was at.
Deep three that's high off the back iron. Missed there by Henry Kapke is Tri-County now 2 of 10 from beyond the arc. Trevor Kapke has a make from deep. So does Drew Sims. He can burn it to the top of the key. Brody Kaler. Spin move from the line, and he kicks it back to Grady Behrens. This is Gravatt for 3. And he answers the buzzer beater at the end of the third by Sims with a 3 of his own, and the Eagles go back up by 5.
I just love his energy. He gets that sideline fired up, gets his teammates fired up. Big 3.
He's got 10 points in the game. Here's Drew Sims, man down. That's Weirman, left side of your screen, who lost his footing. And now it'll be dribbled back near side to Trevor Kapke. Weirman. Off the glass, that won't go. Rebound. Trickles out of bounds. Oh, this is going to stay with Tri-County.
Right in front of the home crowd, too. You hear a loud roar. Everyone in blue there on the left side of your screen.
Yes, indeed. Good crowd here, as always, for the Mudecas final. Let's see. Boy. That looks like it was Brody Kaler who did get a hand on it. Here's a 3 around but not down for Trevor Kapke.
Gravatt ripping away another rebound.
Up the floor is Hayden Gravatt. Sit to his right side to Deacon Burnett. Burnett has had a lot of time at the free throw line in this second half. He's got 8 in the ball game.
Kick.
Yes, indeed. So that'll force us to an inbound. Who's been the best player in the game in your estimate so far, Andy?
It's hard to pick right now. I mean, but the stars are all shining. Drew Sims with a couple big plays, heady plays. I really like it when Sims is feeding Vossler, and those two are playing off of each other. Vossler's also had a couple really nice screens that would open up Sims in that first half.
Inbound inside. Burnett was looking for the foul. He didn't get it and didn't get the shot to go either. And here comes Drew Sims up the floor. Just 9 points tonight. He's looking to make it 11, and he does, and a chance to make it 12. But he's going to the line for the and 1.
You talked about how he's a track star. That quick first step splits the defense through the contact.
And he is in double figures yet again. So 14 games in double figures coming into tonight's game. Make it now 15 in double figures for the senior as he knocks down the free throw as well. And we have ourselves a 2-point game. Closest this game has been since the first quarter. Brody Kaler looking to extend the lead.
Ooh.
Just a bit strong on the 3. Gravatt taps the rebound out, and Drew Sims is there to snag it.
Oh, boy.
And they catch a foul here against Johnson Brock.
It's going to be Gravatt. Is that his 5th or is
that is 4 on Gravatt? Yes. I'm glad you saw that because from my angle here, I've got the monitor in my way and I couldn't see who that was going to go against. So sharp eye by Andy Klassen. So Gravatt gets his 4th, and that's going to bring Oliver Everett back into the ball game. Gravatt is going to slowly walk off here in disappointment.
Yeah, Robert's going to get checked back into this game shortly. They need him. Yeah. As Tri-County just inches closer and closer to taking this lead.
Gravatt referred to by Garrison Dodge often as a bull in a china shop.
Right.
Sometimes that comes with its cons more than its pros. Zach Vossler bounces it right to Sims. Drew Sims wanted to step back for the 3. Instead, he passed it off to Weirman, who had it deflected away, and it'll stay with Tri-County.
And that's Brody Kaler making plays, coming off his man, helping out, swatting that ball away, denying the drive, off man.
Sims to inbound. Last time out, Drew Sims had his 6th 30-point game of his career.
Okay, so right there, you have palms up from Deacon Burnett. And I can guarantee you, at some point in this game, the official told him, hey, do not grab the defender on those inbounds. Do not try and gain yourself a little advantage with your hands on.
Almost kicked in by Sims to Vossler. Weirman up top with it. Drew Sims goes to work on offense. Sims, free throw line jumper. Short.
Tough shot.
Trying to shoot that over Brody Kaler. Stands at 6'4", 185 pounds.
And Kaler's really upped his defense. He is moving with the quickness, with the purpose to himself right now.
Gravatt missed the shot and almost a volleyball set for the bucket by Burnett, but it wouldn't go. No look pass. Sims to Werman. Turnaround jumper is good off the glass. Oh, Jensen Werman off the trickery by Drew Sims, and we're tied at 39.
He just has such great awareness. Understood he had both defenders in the air, spun back around, knew where he was on the court. Nice touch off the glass.
Weirman up to 6 points in the ball game, and we are tied for the first time since 0-0. Ball to the right side. Kaler lost the handle. Luckily, Hayden Gravatt was there to grab it, and they'll catch a foul against the Trojans. It's Henry Kapke who gets his first.
Okay, so you can say that's a break that went the Eagles' way. Ball was in trouble that entire time after, Kaler lost the handle.
Garrison Dodge going to toss a towel to Brody Kaler. Looks like we might have somewhat of a slippery spot right inside the lane there.
Multiple bodies hit the deck that last play.
Looks like they're going to bring us to a timeout here as well, so we'll take one with them. 4:26 to go, and we are tied at 39. The 97th edition of the Mudecas tournament is proudly presented on NCN by Downtown Family Vision in Wilbur, Fillmore County Hospital, Tri-County Public Schools, and Martin Contracting and Masonry.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Brunning Grocery, your small town supermarket, Kennels Seed and Ag, and by Sutton Repair and Odell, small town service, big time knowledge.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
We are tied at the auditorium with 4:26 to go, 39 all. What do you think, Andy? Race to 50 here?
It almost feels that way. This game has lived up to billing, no doubt about it.
Brody Kaler drops one down, and Everett goes up with it. And to prevent the bucket, a foul committed by Henry Kapke, who just picked up his first before that timeout. That's his second.
That's something that gets lost in his game, how good of an effective a passer that Brody Kaler is. He draws so much attention. That was a really nice feed underneath.
Everett, a 67% free throw shooter, converts the first. What a night it's been at the line for Johnson Brock, who is 11 of 13. They shoot the free throw 67% this season. Same clip for Tri-County. That one gets the shooter's touch, and Everett, that is, has 4 points in the game.
Yeah, Oliver Everett's put in some really big minutes here as the sophomore. He's coming in at key spots, and he's been able to deliver for the Eagles.
That puts Johnson Brock back ahead by 2. Trevor Kapke to the top of the key. Here's his brother Henry with it. Weirman to Sims. Off the glass for 2.
The timing is just on. They have great chemistry, does Weirman and Sims. You can tell they've been playing ball together for a number of years.
14 points in the game for Drew Sims, who during this week is averaging 26 points and 8.5 rebounds per game.
My goodness.
Brody Kaler floater in and out. Weirman hit on the rebound, and Brody Kaler is going to get hit with a foul.
I love that effort there following your shot. But that's Weirman once again getting position, just the heads-up play.
41 all, and here comes a substitution. Q Behrens, as he's known by his teammates. Quentin Behrens is going to check in, and Kaler's going to come out with 4.
Brody was pleading his case, saying, I'm good. I know I got 4. It's time to go.
I do agree with Coach Garrison Dodge there. I think you're going to want him in the final 2 minutes this one. We're down to almost 3. Driving in, scoring, and Drew Sims adds 2 more. It's about it at halftime, just 1 point. He was going to have to take over.
Very similar to the last set play. Eagles got to find an answer to that in their man-to-man. They got to make an adjustment. That backdoor cut is killing them right now.
And Tri-County has taken a 43-41 lead as we approach 3 minutes remaining in the 97th edition of the Mudecas basketball tournament. Quentin Behrens, guarded by Kapke, finds Gravatt, who's going to take it to the rack. Gravatt draws a foul and threw it at Weirman after the play. And we'll have a timeout as well. 2 minutes and 55 seconds to go. A lot of aggression right in your living room. Hayden Gravatt's coming to play tonight. How does this one end up? Tri-County by 2 with 2:55 remaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Speedy Mart. When you have to fuel your journey and feed the crew, whether it's many or a few, Speedy Mart is fresh, ready, super clean, and convenient.
Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
And when you make a pit stop, it's gotta be fast. Easy in, easy out. Speedy Mart for the win.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Martin Contracting. For all your home and ag building needs. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be, member FDIC. And by Zollner Ford in Beatrice.
Just under 3 minutes remaining in the 97th edition of the Mudecas basketball tournament, and Tri-County has their first lead of the second half at 43-41. Andy, what's it going to take for both teams to finish this off?
Clean offensive possessions, no empty possessions.
Here's Gravatt for 3. Banks it in! Are the banks open in Beatrice after 9 p.m.? Apparently, yes, if you're Hayden Gravatt.
And you'll take that every time if you're an Eagles fan.
He's got 13 in the game. That's his second make from deep. And it gives Johnson Brock the lead. And going up with it is Vossler, and he is fouled by Deacon Burnett. With 2:34 remaining, let's take a look at it here, Andy. I tell you what, Tri-County fans love it. Not so much if you're a Johnson Brock fan.
Well, the entry pass put Burnett in a very tough spot. Yeah, I don't know. We didn't get a good look at body to body there, as we were looking at the backside of Burnett.
And that is Burnett's 4th foul of the game as well. The free throw off the mark for Vossler.
Okay, now you're starting to see the substitution game being put on by Garrison Dodge. Robert Gravatt checks back into the game with his 4 fouls.
We've also got 4 now as well on Burnett. Second one on its way, and Vossler misses them both, but an offensive rebound by Weirman. And Tri-County is going to get an extra possession out of it.
Sims comes, gets the ball, sets up the offense.
Weirman in the corner.
No!
It was a high pass. Vossler wasn't ready for it, and he nearly tabletops Burnett in the process.
Deacon was ready for it, I'll tell you what.
You mentioned clean offensive possessions, Andy. Both teams with a turnover since the timeout. Nice throw. Bobbitt drives in the lane, and he is fouled.
Hayden Gravatt, I mentioned it in the first half. Game-winning plays. He's everything you want in a point guard.
Fouls the first of the game for Trevor Kapke. 2:08 to go. We've seen one game this Mudecas tournament go to overtime. And that was Southern against HTRS in the boys B Division semifinal. Of course, Southern falling earlier tonight to Lewiston in the B Division final. Jump shot was off the mark for Kaler. Drew Sims, coast to coast, the rebound, the speed, the bucket, the lead to Tri-County.
No doubt about that. Great body control as he accelerated towards the rim.
18 points in the game. Gravatt drives and answers the bucket from Sims with one of his own. And a whistle and a stoppage here.
Yeah, Gravatt kind of grabbed the ball, grabbed the arm as Tri-County was looking to inbounds that play. Officials going to talk about this.
Is this going to be some sort of foul, Andy?
This is going to be interesting. I mean,
here's this take by Sims, by the way.
Oh, just such great touch. He was going 100 miles an hour.
Boy, oh boy. He's had a great game tonight, 18 points. And again, coming into the final, averaging 26 points per game and 8.5 rebounds in the tournament. Drew Sims, one of a kind as we come up on 90 seconds to go in the ball game. 46-45, Trojans looking for another Mudecas championship. It would be their 5th in the A division. Deep three, Drew Sims. Oh my goodness! Sims gives Tri-County the lead right back.
My goodness. What do we say in the first half? A couple of heavyweights trading blows.
21 points for Drew Sims. NBA range threes have fallen for him tonight.
And that was a no-doubter. That was dead center through the cylinder.
48-46 the score. 1 minute remaining in regulation time. Brody Kaler at the top of the key. Drives on Vosper. Dishes inside. A layup around, but not down for Quentin Behrens. Guess who? Drew Sims takes it himself and falls two with a chance for three.
All right, he's shooken up a little bit, and I think we're going to have a foul out here of Gravatt. I tell you what, Garrett, Tri-County rolled the dice there because Drew Sims overplayed his man, came over to help out with Brody Kaler. Kaler dished off, didn't have to pay the price, though, because the layup rimmed out. That allowed Tri-County to go on that run and then cap off Drew Sims laying it in and one.
And Gravatt does get his 5th foul. We've got a timeout. We'll keep it right here. What a turn of events, Andy. And you go back to Thursday with Freeman, and it's almost the same thing where Tri-County trailed by 9 in the second half. They would outscore Freeman, however, by 16 and come back and win.
You know who they kind of remind me of right now? And, you know, I don't want to put too much on them or overblow this or anything, but they remind me of the Nebraska Huskers.
A little bit.
It's just a confidence to their game. They get down 9, they get down 16. It doesn't matter. They know they got time. They're just going to chip away. They let Zachary Bossler, the 6'5 senior, do his thing. Drew Sims coming up with big plays down the stretch when they need him. Just all these key pieces come together. Mentioned it earlier, at key times, and now they're sitting on a 4-point lead. 44 seconds, 0.4 left in the game, and Sims is heading to the line.
Yeah, and it's just basketball is such a game of runs, and Drew Sims has gone on a personal run of 8-0 here. 12 points in this fourth quarter, 20 in the second half, 21 in the game. So for Sims, his 30th game of 20 points or more.
Just so impressive. And just like we mentioned earlier, just a bedrock offensively, and then we saw a couple of key plays defensively here as well.
Well, now Mr. 20-point games will go to the free throw line to further increase the chances of another championship for Mudecas for Tri-County. He does indeed make the free throw.
He's just in another zone now. Nothing but nylon.
The officials are going to whistle here and get together at the half-court line. And not sure what this one's about.
Coach Dodge was pointing at the score clock. I don't know if he thought too much time rolled off or not.
Well, now they will head over to the scorer's table.
I think he's asking to have a couple seconds added back onto the clock.
And they all could be precious in this late situation. 51-46, if you're just joining us. Tri-County trailed at the break by 8. Again, it's very similar to, earlier this week.
Be interested to see if Tri-County tries to mix it up defensively here. They've been playing a lot of tough-nosed man, but if they throw a zone out here, that'd be something a little different. Eagles would have to diagnose that kind of on the fly, and time is added to the clock.
Yeah, so they go 42.4 seconds remaining, 31 still on the shot clock.
I wouldn't even be against something, a box in 1, diamond in 2. I just do not want the ball in Brody Kaler's hands right now.
Brody Kaler tonight 12 points, but he is scoreless in the fourth quarter. He does have 4 fouls. Kaler will inbound.
That's if I'm Tri-County. If I'm the Eagles, you know what, number 11 with the touch. Here he is.
Brody Kaler, step back 3, left it short. Rebound. Where is it going to go? It stays with Tri-County, or excuse me, with Johnson Brock, off of Tri-County, off of Zach Bossler.
Good on Brent. Battling for that rebound.
Inbound to the top of the key. Kaler going to try a 3 again. Same thing, left it short. Tri-County Johnson Brock 4 of 9 for beyond the arc. 24 seconds to go. Tri-County by 5, and now Johnson Brock begins to foul.
Boy, that's not the man you wanted to foul. Drew Sims heading to the line.
Second foul of the game on Gravatt. Sims, who has been nails the line tonight, 7 of 8 at the charity stripe. Free throw up and good.
You know, if you don't know any better, you thought those last couple of shots there from Brody Kaler looked a little hurried. No, those were good shots within his range, and it has to happen in a hurry. So I wasn't mad with those deep 3 takes.
Second one is good as well. 24 points in the game for Drew Sims. When these two teams met earlier this season, he recorded 26. Drive up and good for Brody Kaler, and Garrison Dodge is going to call a timeout with 8.5 seconds to go.
Gets the quick timeout there, so he's going to be able to set up his defense, full court pressure. You got to imagine they're going to look to foul quick, conserve as much time as possible.
Boy, it's looking like it could be a day or a night, I should say, of upsets in the Mudecas tournament. You see the 5 seed outlast the 3 seed in the B division with Lewiston by 11 over Southern. Tri-County looking like they are going to win yet another Mudecas championship. Not over yet. 8.5 seconds to go.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's not over yet. Head coach Jeremy Sims, he's getting every second he can out of this timeout.
Tri-County looking for their second championship in the Mudecas A division in 4 years. And again, kind of also his second in 3 years because he had the games canceled in 24, as we all remember. Sims will inbound it, throws it down the floor.
Timeout.
Timeout. And a timeout. And Capty falls into the bench. I think he thought there was maybe a push there, but then we'll keep things here. The game is turned on its head in the second half. Tri-County outscored Johnson Brock 13-11 in the second quarter, and Drew Sims alone has outscored Tri-County 15-12, and it's a 17-12 scoring advantage to the Trojans in the fourth.
Just an impressive run from Sims, and you mentioned how he wasn't, blazing out of the gate.
That's just 1 point at halftime.
Right. But I really liked their approach in the first half, really leaning on the big man, that being Zach Vossler. That forced Johnson Brock to adjust. It also got Johnson Brock's big man in foul trouble.
It did indeed, and that was Robert Gravatt, who fouled out with about 2 minutes remaining in the ballgame. 8.5 seconds to go. Inbound by Drew Sims. He throws it to Vossler. Vossler back to Sims. Was there a tip? There was not. And Johnson Brock with 6.3 seconds to go has another possession.
What did we say just a moment ago? It's not over yet.
No, here's another look at it. You see the inbound, Andy. I can't tell from that angle if there was a tip. Drew Sims pleading his case that yes, there was.
Brody Kaler said, no way. I didn't touch that.
Yeah. Well, if you're Johnson Brock and you're in that huddle right beneath us here on this side of the floor, here we go. Let's get another look at it here. Brody Kaler got the touch on it.
Looked like he might have got a little bit.
I think he did.
So
are we going to see? We've got the students from Tri-County lining up on the far side of the floor, huddling up. Are they going to storm the court here if there's a win?
I think they're thinking they might want to do that. Could be a lot of fun here, but first things first. There's a 6.3 seconds to deal with.
So going back to what I was going to poise to here was, if you are Garrison Dodge right now. You know you've got a 5-point deficit, 5 fouls for you guys. Tri-County's got 3. What do you draw up here to get a quick bucket?
Take it too quick.
Take it too quick. All right.
Extend the game. Look for something quick to go right back to Brody Kaler, the inbound passer here.
And Liz Kaler, as Andy alluded to, the inbound. Guarded by Weirman. It's picked up by Behrens on the inbound, and a deflection out of bounds here. Sims, 3 seconds off the clock.
Drew Sims denying that pass, jumping the passing lane.
Gravatt to inbound. 3 seconds to go. 3 on its way. Behrens knocks it down with 0.7 seconds to go to make it a 2-point game.
My goodness. Corner 3. But we have just under a full second left to go. That tip away from Drew Sims after 3 seconds rolled off, that may have been the play of the game.
Especially when you look at how the next play happened.
Right.
When you see the 3, his 3rd of the game, knocked down by Hayden Gravatt. That took time off the clock, and it got Johnson Brock to have to reset.
You'd have to imagine you'd have 3.5, almost 4 seconds left to go here. And then if you could get another takeaway, another turnover, still have some life. As it is, this is a pretty tall order here. Down 2 with less than a tick left.
Most important inbound of the ball game. Sims, Kapke, Weirman, and Vossler out there for Tri-County. And they are without Gravatt or Johnson Brock. So Oliver Everett on the floor in his place. Brody Kaler will guard the inbound, who plays with 4 fouls. 7/10 of a second to go. The throw down the floor. Time expires. The Tri-County Trojans have fought on to a Mudecas championship. 53-51 the final, spearheaded by 24 from Drew Sims.
Unreal performance from Tri-County. They were down early. They're down much throughout the second half, but they never quit. The Eagles, that constant force looking for that back-to-back Mudecas tournament, wasn't to be. Credit the Trojans of Tri-County for hanging in there and pulling off an upset for the ages.
For the second time in 3 years that the games were played, Tri-County has won the Mudecas A Division. It's officially the second time in 4 years with the games that have been canceled in 2024. Bottom line, Tri-County good at Mudecas. They win it in 2026 with a 53-51 win over Johnson Brock. Stick around for our post-game show, brought to you in part by Custom Sports. It's upcoming. Andy Klassen will talk with Jeremy Sims in our player of the game. Tri-County, your 2026 A Division champs.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Cheryl Worth, your American Family Insurance agent, and Emily Maxon, Agency Branch Manager of Beatrice, Stutzman Interiors, and by Fillmore County Hospital. NCN Sports is brought to you by Citizen State Bank and Friend, member FDIC, Precision Seed and Chemical in Friend, Nebraska, and by Landmark Implement, with 16 locations throughout Nebraska and Kansas.
Johnson Brock Eagles getting the second place trophy, as you see it on your screen, and their second place medals. Not a very happy group right now, who drops just their second game of the season. They fall to 12-2 and are unable to go back-to-back as Mudecas champions. And now we will see the champions of this year's tournament get their awards. Jeremy Sims going to go one by one with his coaching staff and players as they are going to be awarded their medals. Again, for Tri-County, This is their 5th ever Mudecas championship. They've all come in the A division except for 1989. They won the B division then, but now 2023, 1983, 1982, and add 2026 to that list as well for when Mudecas went to Tri-County. There's Dawson Sims, promising future ahead for the young man, younger brother of Drew Sims. 3 points per game this season. He had a 3-pointer against Falls City Sacred Heart earlier this week. Garrett Smith played a bit tonight for Tri-County, didn't score. But again, he's been a big part of the rotation off the bench. First year he's seen significant varsity minutes. There's Caleb Schnelly. Again, another guy who played a lot of minutes tonight, was unable to find the bottom of the rim, but had a very strong outing. Trevor Kapke knocked down a couple of 3-pointers. And here comes the trophy to the Tri-County Trojans, your 2026 Mudecas Division champions. We'll step aside. Andy Klassen is standing by when we return with our player of the game. I wonder who that might be, and also his dad, Jeremy Sims.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
NCN Sports is brought to you by D&K Agri-Sales in Plymouth, Diller Odell Public Schools, and by the Johnson County Hospital. From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a teammate's mentor. I've heard teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates help students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I'd love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Johnson County Central Public Schools, Mark Weirs with EMC Seed Services near Diller, and by Napa Auto Parts, your city motor supply in Beatrice.
20 kids, 1 SUV, and 1 mission. Snacks. Speedy Mart is where the snack squad rolls deep. Whether it's before the first pitch or after the final out, we've got drinks, treats, and all the fuel to keep your team going strong. Speedy Mart convenience stores. Quick, convenient, and always ready when the team rolls in. Speedy Mart. Snack strong, play strong.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Landmark Snacks, now hiring in Beatrice. Check for career opportunities at landmarksnacks.com. Southern Public Schools, and by TNT Seed Express. NCN Sports is brought to you by Twin Rivers Auto Group in Beatrice and Fairbury, the high-volume, low-hassle place to buy. Mike Holdmeyer, your Pioneer Seed Rep with Sunland Seed of Beatrice, and by Milligan Insurance Agency. NCM Sports is brought to you by Brennan Grocery, your small-town supermarket, Kennel Seed and Ag, and by Sutton Repair and Odell, small-town service, big-time knowledge.
Courtside now with head coach Jeremy Sims. You guys did it. You slayed the dragon that is the Johnson Brock Eagles. What are your initial thoughts winning this Mudecas historic tournament?
You know, my head's still spinning, to be honest with you. This entire week, it's been a battle. You know, we had Sacred Heart first round. Freeman, goes without saying. That is an incredibly tough team, and Johnson Brock is equally tough. We just kept grinding. You know, we didn't give up. We were down in both games. We were down at half both games. We were down going into the fourth quarter both games. But, you know, we talked about mental toughness all season. You know, it's something that has to be developed as the season progresses, and we're seeing a little bit of that show up now.
In the first half, you guys got down, but you made it a point to work it inside. Vossler, another one of your seniors, just had a terrific game.
Yeah, he was a rock for us, you know. Early in the tournament, you know, the first two games, he was getting a lot of attention. Defense is really keen on him. We weren't able to get him the touches that he deserves. He works hard in there. This game happened to work out. We kind of saw that we might have an opportunity over the top side with him, and guys were looking for him. And we like to reward that when he's working hard, and he carried us, I think, in that first half.
You know, before the game, one of your ball boys, I asked him, why are you guys going to win this game? And he very confidently said, because we're a good team. A lot of confidence there oozing across the court. Where does that come from?
You know, it's practicing hard every day. You know, I mean, practices are never easy. They're not supposed to be. But, you know, that with that comes the confidence that starts to build, you know, in those drills. And moments like these, clearly it helps. So, just one day at a time.
And let's talk about Drew. Player of the game, made some huge plays offensively, defensively, down the stretch, making free throws when they had to be made. What can you tell me about his performance tonight?
You know, in that first half, you know, he'd be the first one to tell you he wasn't having the game that he was wanting to have on the offensive end, but he stayed consistent on the defensive end as well as everybody else. And we, the coaches and I told him that, you know, at half, you got to stay the course. The balls are going to drop. Your opportunities will come, but you got to stay engaged on the defensive end, and that's what he did.
Coach, congratulations. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, let's bring in our player of the game, Drew Sims, 24 big points. Just all-tournament team there. He got the medal. What does a win like this do for you guys? What does it mean to you personally, your senior year?
It's just amazing. When my brother was a senior, he won it too, and it's just been like something that we've always wanted to do as a team. It was a great accomplishment, I feel like, and it's just always been a goal for our team this year.
That first half, you know, you didn't get things going offensively. Teammates answered the bell, though, kept you in there. What changes were made at half that allowed you to really get it going there in the second half?
Just all my teammates kept telling me to keep going. I'm going to get my shots to fall. And they just kept my confidence through the roof. So if it wasn't for them, I don't know what would happen. So
you guys just kept grinding. You'd get down by 6, get down by 9, get down by 12, but you just kept coming back. Where does that toughness come from?
We like to put a lot of focus on our defense. So because that travels, what our coach always says, defense travels. So we really focus on that, and that's just what kept us going, to be honest.
And what does it mean to win a tournament like this, the historic Mudecas tournament? This has got to be a linchpin, not only in your career, but also starting the second half of your senior season.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, it was a goal, like I said, from the very beginning, and everybody bought into it. It was just a huge accomplishment for our team.
Drew, thank you for your time. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All righty, Jake, let's send it back up to you in the booth to wrap this one up.
All right, thank you, Andy. Thank you to Coach Sims and Drew Sims for their time as we see Tri-County win the Mudecas A Division Championship for the second time in the 3 years that the games were played. Again, kind of a incomplete on 2024 after the games were suspended after a few days due to weather. But the last 2 out of the 3 times that the games have been played, they have been won by Tri-County. All right, let's take a look at how this one went down. Johnson Brock came in 12-1, Tri-County 10-6. 1-4. Johnson Brock looking to defend their championship from last season at the Mudecas tournament. Of course, they've won 3 consecutive state titles as well. Would they add another Mudecas title to their resume? It's the first year at Mudecas for first-year head coach Garrison Dodge of the Eagles. Nice start to this one as Zach Foster would open the game scoring underneath the basket with the right block. He had a nice game, 14 points, obviously overshadowed by the big second half from Drew Sims, but they went to him early and often. Three-pointer from the near side corner, that was Grady Behrens who knocked down his first of 3 triples. Johnson Brock shot the 3 well, 5 of 10 from beyond the arc. Towing the baseline was Deacon Burnett, who laid it up and in, got his way around the other number 3 on the floor, that being Henry Kapke. It was a 13-10 Johnson Brock lead at the end of 1. Heading to the second, driving in, using the window, getting the friendly roll was Hayden Gravatt. Nice game for him. He had 15 points. That was the leader in scoring for Johnson Brock in this one. We've heard from Garrison Dodge that he does such a great job at taking some of the pressure off guys like Grady Barrett. Zach Foster had 4 and 1s tonight. That was the first of them. He had made that free throw as well. Tied at 21 at this point. We are late in the first half. Less than a minute to go. Gravatt, the second of 3 makes from beyond the arc. Again, Johnson Brock 5 of 10 from downtown. A team that shoots the 3 at 29% this season. We head to the second half. Johnson Brock led by 8 at the break. Back the other way. Here comes Tri-County looking to try and cut into the deficit, and Trevor Kapke, the sophomore, knocked down the first 3-pointer of the ball game for the Trojans. They were 2 of 11 from beyond the arc. This man had a second half to remember. Maybe the best half of basketball of Drew Sims' career. 24 points in the game for our player of the game, and he had 23 of them in the second half. Look at this 3. Crosses up the defender, steps back, knocks it down to end the third quarter. We're heading to the fourth, and it was a 2-point game. Johnson Brock would lead by 5, drawing the contact from Gravatt. That would foul him out of the ball game. Elation. How about that? Drew Sims fired up. He's feeling himself. Gravatt can't believe he just fouled out with 3 minutes to go. Off the bank and in. I guess the banks are open late for the Mudecas tournament here in Beatrice. Hayden Gravatt with the third of his 3 3-point makes in the ball game. That would put Johnson Brock back up by 1. Why not Drew Sims again? Knocks down the 3 right in Gravatt's face. Had a hand right up in there, and he was able to get the 3 to go down. Less than a second to go, 7/10 on the clock, 53-51, and the horn would sound as Tri-County outlasts Johnson Brock to win their 5th Mudecas championship in program history. Second in the last 3 years that the program has had Mudecas. Obviously, we had weather cancel the 2024 games, but not this year, and Johnson Brock falls to Tri-County. Well, what a Mudecas week it has been here in Beatrice. From all of our crew, myself, Tim Hackett, Kyle Kanoki, all of our board ops that have helped on the radio side of things, our crew here tonight, it has been a fantastic week. But show goes on. Let's take a look at our upcoming broadcasts on News Channel Nebraska. Coming up next Friday, girls wrestling. A week from yesterday, that's on January 23rd. That'll be out in Kearney. Day later, a week from today at 5:50 p.m., network-wide will be Pender and Howells Dodge up in northeast Nebraska. A couple weeks from then, Thursday, January 29th, our North broadcast will feature Plainview and Cedar Catholic, Omaha Central, and Omaha Westside, a big one in Class A in the Metro on our South broadcast. And then a day later, at the end of the month, we'll have basketball between Wayne State and Minnesota Duluth. Get some college basketball on the airwaves as well. If you want to know where we will be with our next broadcast, you can check us out on social media. That's NCN Sports Now on Facebook, at NCN Sports on X and Instagram, and News Channel Nebraska on YouTube for highlights, updates on the Huskers, and all of your favorite high school college teams. Well, that'll do it for News Channel Nebraska.